All right, day 2, really day 1 of NFT.NYC. Attended some really interesting panels today, but I gotta tell you, there's just too much to see. There's too many things going on to even get close to seeing and experiencing all that this conference has to offer. The most shocking thing that I have learned today is that there are 18,000 people here. 18,000 people here. That is nuts. That is one of the biggest, if not the biggest conference that I've been to, and I have been to a lot of conferences. So NFTs taking a hit, NFTs dead? I don't think so. There is no one here that is at all daunted by the market conditions. So I had a chance to talk to a lot of people about their projects, and licensing is becoming a bigger issue, which is great. So licensing play, this is an intellectual property play. NFTs are intangible property. That's intangible property ownership, intangible asset transfers, intangible asset licensing, whether you're talking music or art or fashion NFTs, whether you're talking Bored Apes or Coca-Cola. These are all intellectual property plays. So licensing is becoming a much bigger topic, and I think that's great. You hear me talk about it all the time. Another thing really interesting, I've talked to so many people who are either really far into their projects or just starting out their projects, and the common theme is that the people who were founders, the people who started together as friends, as family, as business associates, in almost every case, the band is not still together. People have exited the project for a variety of reasons. Oftentimes that reason is because the original mint occurs, big money comes through the door, it's successful, people get their money in their wallets. Why do they need to stick around? What's next? Now the hard work begins, right? Now you have to build the community, support the community, deliver value. How are you going to do that if you don't have your original team in place? So here's the deal, and we talk about this many times before. You need to make sure you've got your corporate structure set up for your NFT project from the get-go. You do not want to be personally liable to your community, to the SEC, or anyone else if there's a problem with your project down the line. That means in order to avoid personal liability, you have to have a corporate structure, an LLC, a C Corp, an S Corp, a business entity that is not a partnership, that's not a sole proprietorship. Once you get your business set up, you need to have articles of incorporation and bylaws or membership agreement if it's an LLC. This is the agreement, this is the document that's going to anticipate all the stuff that happens in corporations. So what happens if a original founder leaves? What do the original founders have to do in order to earn their share? When can they exit? If they do exit, can they sell their membership interest? What's the distribution right on the initial minting of the NFT and initial sale of the NFTs? All of these things are addressed in those initial documents. So I always say, you've heard it before, you want to hope for the best, but you need to plan for the worst. And that's my job. I help clients plan for the worst. I ask the tough questions. Well, what if this? What if that? What if things go south? What if your friend does not get the job done, right? So you need to set expectations from the get-go, document those expectations, and make sure that everyone's on the same page. There's no harm in telling your friend, here's the deal, here are the expectations, but if something happens and they're not met, you're going to get nothing. You're going to get a small percentage. You're going to have to pay back X, whatever it happens to be. Spell it out in that original documentation. The other thing that I think that is interesting, besides that the licensing is becoming more of an issue, and besides the fact that everyone's kind of understanding that their initial dream, their initial founder group is typically not going to hang together forever. You need exits for those people. It's that the third thing is that the brands are really setting the mark here. Brands are all in on NFTs, and they're doing it better than the other projects. Their contracts are better. They've thought through the contingencies better. Their launches are more organized, right? So brands, fashion, merchandise, wine, all these things, they're setting the pace for everyone else. So you need to pay attention to what the brand launches are doing with their NFTs. Take a look at their terms of service. They're linked from OpenSea, etc. That's going to all be stuff that you're going to want to have in place as well. Last thing is platforms. There's all kinds of platforms here. Platforms for minting that are free minting, which take no commission. Platforms for fractionalizing. Platforms for different types of intangible asset classes. So you're going to really see over the next year a lot more, many more options for launching projects. There are going to be platforms that are specific for the needs of brands. These types of things. All right, I'm Enrico. We'll see you next time. Stay tuned. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit the bell so you see what's coming next. I got a ton of footage I haven't even shown you yet from today. That'll be coming online probably tomorrow morning.